Hey everybody. I'm gonna start this off where we left off because I missed part of this video. Like, watch. Okay, so this right here is some kind of pathogen. I missed that. I thought we were just looking at everything else. And see, these pseudopods are going around it, capturing it basically. This is kind of like an endocytosis. And then basically absorbs it, and then it's going to eat it. See, it's captured, and they're going to eat it, or he's going to basically digest it with enzymes. And it looks like it might have died. It's dying. And there goes a fast one. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure everyone saw that because I only saw it to the end, so and then I watched it again. All right. So this is still in Animal Like Protist. Please make sure you're reading the book on this. This is a big section right here. Most amoebas live freely. Some live in human intestines and may cause disease. So like the entamoeba, histolycia enters the body through contaminated food and water and causes ulcers. Can cause the fatal disease ambiasis. So that one is a protist. Amoeba can become a cyst, which help them to survive during harsh environmental conditions. So it basically has a thing around it so it can't get attacked. Basically, it's pretty cool.
Entamoeba histolytica is a parasitic amoeba that feeds on living cells in the human gut.
Most of the time, the presence of Entamoeba histolytica in the intestines causes dysentery. This is an inflammation of the intestines that causes diarrhea, and in the worst case, severe dehydration.
But in rare cases, the Entamoeba histolytica will actually attack the intestinal wall, eating through the tissue. From there, it travels in the blood to the liver. Here, the entamoeba feeds on the liver cells, thus creating an abscess of dead material, liquefying the liver. The amoeba starts its life cycle as a free-living cyst in the water. When a human drinks contaminated water, the cyst enters the gut. Here, the amoeba emerges from the cyst, divides, feeds, and then re-encysts. When the cyst passes out of the body into the water, the life cycle is complete.
Entamoeba histolytica infections are extremely common. Around the world, there are almost 50 million reported cases every year. But only about 70,000 of those turn deadly.
Most infections occur when the victim ingests food or water contaminated with the amoeba. Travelers to tropical regions where sanitation is poor should avoid consuming food and drink prepared in unhygienic conditions and refrain from swimming in contaminated water.
Entamoeba histolytica has a brilliant survival strategy. It steals food from inside its host to fuel its life cycle.
Yeah, so that's juicy. And now I'm going to want to go on vacation. All right, so Porphyphena. I cannot pronounce all these. Foraminifera are another group of protists that move with pseudopods. Remember those with like the fake feet, basically, that just engulfed that little pathogen in that video we just watched? These organisms are covered with test of calcium carbonate. A test is like an outside shell, kind of. That's a vocabulary word. All right, so here's the little profile of it. The phylum is Saurodona. They are amoebas and formiferas. They're single-celled. They have pseudopods, and they are heterotrophs, which means they have to get their food from somewhere else. And their genera is amoebas. All right, there are more than 70,000 species that make up the phylum Coeliophora, which all have cilia. Remember, that's the hair-like. Oh, there's cilia are short hair-like cytoplasmic projections that line the cell membrane. Some are parasites, but more are free-living cells found in fresh water. Are you catching on a theme that we have to have fresh water because anything that's contaminated water can kill us? So, members of the genus Paramecium are among the most thoroughly studied ciliates. They are found in ponds and slow-moving streams that contain plants and decaying organic material. Hold on. And see, you can see the cilia's kind of all around here. The little hairs. It's kind of cool. A paramecium has cilia arranged in rows across the cell membranes, and the cilia beat in waves and move the cell through the water. So cilia is a way that's moving. Ooh. Looks like it's playing bumper cars. And that was a loud video. Okay. All right. Ciliates are often fed on bacteria, algae, and other small organisms in their marine and freshwater environments. So you can see this is I'm pointing with my finger like you're going to see that. This is 25 micrometers, so it's super tiny. Ciliates have the most elaborate organelles of any protist. So you can see they have the vacuoles, they have a micronucleus, a gullet, which is basically like a stomach kind of thing, trichocyst, anal pores, fewed vacuoles, and a macronucleus. Macro means large, micro means small. A thin, clear, elastic layer of protein called a pellicle surrounds the cell membrane. And you can see that here. So it's around the cell membrane. A pellicle has a funnel-like depression called an oral groove. Cilia line the oral groove and create, that was my timer to get off. I'll just stop here since we just started it. But please make sure you're reading the chapter as we're going through all this stuff.